Alright guys, my name is LivingDead69 and welcome to my round 3 highlights of the Xbox One GT3 Elite League on Project Cars. As you can see on the screen, just going to highlight a few other channels here. The other two drivers that I know who do record highlights and edit them from the Elite League on the Xbox One, we've got Stevie SQ and we've got Smithical. Like, click the annotations to go to their channels and give them a subscribe. And we got the Pro League drivers as well, so if you want to check out who's like the up and coming drivers from the Xbox division, go and check them out as well. Watched a few of their videos. The racing is quite interesting, so it's interesting to see who will actually win that league and who will get promoted into the Elite League. But yeah, as I said, round 3 highlights from Road America. First night race as well, as we go into a night cycle on here. Our first 2 races, what we've been in Europe, we've only had the sort of morning to evening cycle, so we haven't really got into the night races. But yeah, I mean, so it could throw up some interesting racing, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I didn't have the greatest of qualifying sessions, as you're about to see. On the first attempt, we're coming around the first right-hander, get a little bit too much of the curb and we get sucked out and we get pulled onto both patches of grass, and at the end of that lap it was a 2:07.8 roughly, I think it was, which would have been a nice banker lap, but first attempt, so can't really complain. Attempt number 2, as we're just coming around at the end of the first sector, coming around to the Corvette bridge, and I'm pretty sure I won't be the only person that's done this, but I overshoot the braking point and just totally missed the corner. So that was the second lap down the pan. Attempt number 3 now. We're coming up to the Corvette bridge again, and we learned our lesson this time. Took it nicely in first gear, just get the car around there, come around to this fast right-hander now, clip the curb, full, we just get it, but then we get pulled out even further onto the curb. And this was really annoying because it was a 2:06.9, which would have been an even better banker lap, which would have meant I could have pushed even harder for the remainder of qualifying. But no, we'll come up to lap 4, and in hindsight, I probably should have stayed off the throttle for that split second longer, and I probably would have made it round. But yeah, attempt number 5, still no lap set. And as you can tell by the time, there's only 2 minutes left on the clock, wouldn't have got another lap in and spun it. So yeah, I didn't even get one set, but congrats to Atticus, who seems to be flying in that SLS with a 2:06 dead, with 3 attempts in between him and reserve F1 Italian, with Tam French on 3rd, T6 Bullet in 4th, Blizzard doing well in the Z4, Leo Bot on his debut in 6th. So yeah, it's an interesting grid and everybody seems to be milling around the same sorts of time, unless you're Stevie or Jordan. But yeah, you gotta love that. When I saw that, I thought the game was gonna crash, but as you can see, it didn't. So yeah, starting from stone cold last, that's the bottom line. But yeah, 4 lights, 8 lights, 12 lights, and away we go. And clearly Jordan didn't get the message. So lost a lot of momentum there. And if anything, I was like, actually no, this will probably get me out of the trouble. So can't really argue with it. And then for some strange reason, Stevie brakes super early, so I'm just watching all these cars like get all tangled and watching it. See a little gap open up on the right hand side. See everybody close in, slows it Z4, and I don't think that was illegal. I could be wrong, but I don't think that was. Because from where I was driving, or sitting, it looked like and felt I had 2 wheels on the tarmac. It was only when I went to put my foot down to get even further ahead that the grass pulled me off. But yeah, so from last to 7th, can't complain. Now chasing down Leo Bot, we've pulled away from Jordan, so it's like the front 7 of just, they're in their own little race now. A little bit too much of the curve on the inside. Leo gets a little, way too much curve on the exit of the corner. So now we're just hoping for a good, nice exit out of this corner. Leo's run wide, but with the 4-wheel drive. Oh, no, the cars are off in the distance. Oh, but it's come back on and he's falls Leo wide. And that's a great bit of reaction driving by me. Made 3 places up just because 2 people got caught up. And in Bullet's attempt to come back on the track, he's forced Leo off the track. And I've just managed to come up with it. But yeah, can't complain. But yeah, now we're behind Atticus. I think at this point he'd had a few track extending penalties for whatever reason, or corner cut penalties. But he tried to go out the inside of Blizzard and he's nudged him. And so hopefully we're going to get a run on him now. So yeah, we're in the slipstream of the SLS. Pull out to the side. But that car's just such a monster in a straight line. Get a little bit on the grass, so I come off it. If I hadn't have gone on the grass, I probably would have held it round the outside there. But as soon as I got on that grass and the car got unsettled, I was like, nah, I'm not even risking it. Because it's not just my race that could have got ruined, it was another 2 people's races. And considering this is the first race that Blizzard managed to actually connect to and stay in and not get kicked out, I couldn't do it to him. I couldn't do it to him. So yeah, I can't complain though. Starting 13th, we're now up in 4th. Just a case of being consistent now and just not making any mistakes and making sure we just keep it on the black stuff. So yeah, Blizzard brakes a little bit early, and I'll let you know now, I was running no downforce on this car whatsoever. I had 0 downforce on the front and 0 downforce on the rear. I mean, I really did just go for straight line speed and just hope for the best. But probably could have done with about 2 or 3 clicks of front wing, to be honest. Looking back on it and watching this back as well. But yeah, we're lining up Blizzard now. We know the Z4 is underpowered in a straight line, so we're trying to use that V12 power to our advantage, and a little bit late on the brakes, we've unsettled it on the curb and we've managed to hang it around the outside. Slightly track extended. If I'm honest, I probably should have given that place back, but it was such a good battle at the time. Couldn't, and then lost the... I hate that Corvette corner. I fucking hate it. But yeah, cost us 3rd, and we've gone all the way back down to 7th now, so... Yep, all that work to do again. So yeah, skip forward to lap 10 now. Oh, sorry. I don't know what it is with me in this track, but even from last year, my McLaren was veering left under braking. Now, that could be a sign of the tyres going off, because that's what the tyres did do when they were going off in the McLaren, but I'm not too sure. But yeah, come around the last corner, sideways at night in an Aston Martin. Oh, I bet that looks amazing in real life. So where are we now? Lap 10, lap 12. Coming up to that fun last corner. As you can see, it's still pulling left for whatever reason. We got Tan closing up on us in the SLS, in the second SLS, trying to keep him behind us. And the thinking at this point was a lot of people were pitting early. I wouldn't say I was struggling, it was just silly little errors like this one, like braking too late and downshifting into first, losing the rear. Just silly things that I should not be doing. But I was sort of thinking, tyres ain't that bad. Could I possibly go the distance for the Aston? Not too sure. Yeah, that weren't Tam's fault, to be honest. As you could tell, that was just me losing the rear end. But I was like, it's possible, but I've just got to hope they get caught up and I managed to keep it on the track. But yeah, that veering left under braking now is getting... It's not just a nuisance now, it's actually dangerous. But I committed to this strategy by this point, so I had no choice but to go with it. So... yeah, and I was sort of hoping as the morning starts to come round, the heat would help the tyres, but by this point, by the time the heat started coming back in, tyres were just fucked. But yeah, went wide at turn 1, which I thought Smithcool was going to hang it around the outside. Luckily he didn't, because he got a little bit on the grass. As you can tell, we are tiptoeing it. Tiptoeing it round these sets of corners. And I'm not sure if you noticed on the mini-map, but that car behind Smithcool is Atticus, who is pitted and who is on fresh, soft tyres. So not only is that SLS a beast in the straights, it now has a tyre advantage over me and Smithcool. I think, yeah, because Smithcool didn't pit. But that shows, like, no offence to Smithcool or anything, but that shows just how poor, because I was, at one point, I think I was chasing Italian. I'm not too sure if I got showed on here, but I just lost so much time just through silly mistakes. It probably would have ended up, the result probably would have ended up the same way anyway, but still, it's just one of those things. Now, I thought I took that corner pretty sweet and carried a lot of speed. But yeah, Atticus in the SLS like, no, get out of the way, slow coach. And I'm like, right, I'm going to stay this side because the car's veering to the left. And it didn't. So I ended up breaking up on the grass and almost T-boning Atticus out of a victory. But yeah, it's now Smithical's turn to try and keep up with Atticus because I have not got a hope in hell. And we've now got Bullet behind us. And what is coming up is what I will think will be the move of the season. And we're not even halfway through the season yet. This move was fucking unreal. I know it's a game and everything and it's not real life. But oh, if I saw this in real life, oh, mate. Oh, jizz is hitting the ceilings and everything. But yeah, just watch it. I'm not even going to talk through it. What a cunt. Don't get me wrong, it was a great move. And Bullet, hats off to you. Shake your hand. That was one of the greatest moves I will probably see on this game. But you made me feel like a right dick. Oh, those are the types of moves I usually pull off for people. But I had so much, you see what I mean about veering left just getting dangerous now. I mean, with that overtaking move as well, I could have so easily fucked all that up just by locking a brake and going straight on because my tyres were fucked. Brake, as I said, it was like veering left on the braking. The car didn't need much help to get unsettled and just throw itself off. But I managed to hold it, and not only that, Bullet had the faith in me to keep it under control, and he had the faith in his own abilities to hang it round the outside. And if anything, I thought my move on Blizzard was amazing. It was a little bit track extending though. That move, no track extending, no nothing, was just a great, great move. I mean, I love motor racing. I know some people don't see it as a sport. It's like, oh, cars going round and round. It's not. It's so much more to it than that. I adore motorsport as much as the majority of this country loves football. But even though that was on a game, I was sitting there driving and I was like, you bastard. You bastard. But yeah, I mean, that's what I love about it. So yeah, lap 22 now. Got Tam behind us. We're about to drop to 7th. I mean, this went from being possibly being able to hold it for a podium position if I hadn't made so many mistakes to just try not to end up last. But yeah, I'm a good teammate. F1 Italian, he's the faster guy. I mean, my quickest lap time in qualifying was a 2:06.6, so 3/10 quicker than me, and it looked like he could do it more. He could do it more often than what I could. So rather than wreck his race, let him get the points for our team, because it's only the top 2 that count. But yep, Leo Bott in his debut in the R8 with that 4-wheel drive system, getting way better traction than me. I don't remember feeling anything like him nudging me off. I don't think he did anyway. Even if he did, I know it was unintentional. Weren't going to affect my race, to be honest. But yeah, there we go. Lap 23. Used to love this corner until this bit. Just pranked it in, and we'll see my tyre just looping over. That is how little grip there was. It didn't even like. It done a backflip over the bonnet, like just oh. So yeah, I then had to do a whole lap like this. I'll let you know now, it took 9 minutes. I think I got lapped 3 times by the time I got back to the pits, 3 or 4 times. But yeah, those of you that know Road America know there's a bit of a hill before the pit stop. So, will the 3-wheeled Aston Martin get up this hill? Come on, 3 wheels on me wagon. Will it make it up the hill? We're in 2nd gear. We are revving the absolute nuts off of this engine. We are at 11 miles an hour. It's gradually getting there. Come on, girl. Get it still. It's gone down to 10. We're losing momentum, but we're still going up the hill. Will it get there? We've gone up to 11. How the engine hasn't blown up, I don't know. We're up to 12 miles an hour. Come on, get there. And it looks, we just about made it. We just about made it. But yeah, by that time, it was race over. It was race over. I mean, the main reason I stayed in was A, because I was the host, so I didn't want to disconnect and then fuck up everybody's race. But not only that, it was only 4 laps to go. By the time I was going to come out, they weren't going to be that much longer. But yeah, a race that I was actually looking forward to, I ended up fucking up completely. But yeah, we finished on lap 24, down in last place. Come across the line. A bit of an eventful race, you could say. Not exactly the best, but it was a fun race. I'll tell you what, driving at night is one hell of a challenge. Anybody that's got this game and hasn't driven at night, I challenge you to do it, because it's fun in a challenging way, because you think you know the track, but then when you're going around at a track at night, you don't know it as well as you thought you did. But yeah, congratulations to Atticus, who got his win, and it can't get taken away from him. Bullet, once again, up there with the SLS. And Smithical, hats off, mate, hats off. Podium, he said it was like I said, it's just good, solid, consistent driving. With the other Z4 right behind him as well. I'll tell you what, for a car that was considered underpowered when we started this, it's not doing so bad now. But yeah, next round is at Quito. Looking to get a good result there. I'm looking to at least get one podium during this season, but just have to see how it goes with my boneheaded driving style. Anyway, my name's been LivinDead69. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace!